Yuta Okkotsu really just flipped the status quo up on its head. In a battle against Sukuna that seemed completely hopeless since the death of Gojo Satoru, Yuta has arrived on the scene and showed us for the first time since Gojo's death that Sukuna isn't untouchable. Chapter 249 delivered us a lot of information on Yuta's domain and also Yuji's apparent chaos technique. Now, typically, I like to go through the chapter page by page and digest it all with you guys, but I can't. I'm incredibly excited about Yuta's domain and the possibilities, so I'm going to go through all of that right now. So, with that being said, finally, we have Yuta Okkotsu's domain, which has been named as all-encompassing, unequivocal love. Now, I've seen a lot of people saying, how is Yuta going to have one of the hardest domains in the series and also have it called one of the softest names in the series? Now, I can't lie, I absolutely agree. The domain goes incredibly hard. However, that name is soft as fuck. However, that does fit Yuta's character perfectly. This kid has spent most of the series being simultaneously one of the hardest motherfuckers within the series while also being a real big softie. Like, this brother took time to give Rika a little smooch on the lips or gums or weird teeth things while also being in a fight to the death for his life against Geto. So it perfectly sums up Yuta as a character. But enough about the name. Let's talk more about what it does and what the game plan is here and why this game plan is going to be a game changer for the fight against Sukuna. Within Yuta's domain right now, there is a shit ton of swords. Now, from what we can gather, these swords enable Yuta to use any chaos technique that he has copied previously an unlimited amount of times, and they act as a sure hit. From what I can gather, which we'll circle around back to this in a second. Now, we see Sukuna using Hollow Wicker Basket. Now, if you've forgotten, let's just give you a quick little reminder. The Hollow Wicker Basket is actually basically the original form of Simple Domain. When someone activates it, it neutralizes the sure hit effect of a domain. On top of this, Hollow Wicker Basket doesn't actually neutralize actual chaos techniques. However, Sukuna theorizes that Yuta's domain sure hit is actually the Angel's technique, that being Jacob's Ladder. Now, this isn't absolutely confirmed because obviously we haven't seen anything of the sort actually happening or hitting Sukuna, but on the other hand, it's literally Sukuna. I would say out of everyone, his word is pretty gospel when it comes to sussing out and deducing these chaos techniques and their effects. Which leads me back to the sure hit point that I raised before. Sukuna is in an incredibly tricky situation right now, even more so than when he fought against Gojo, and here's why. Just from Yuta alone, Sukuna has to deal with Yuta's domain, constantly applying Hollow Wicker Basket to negate the sure hit effect of the domain itself, and then he also has to deal with defending against whatever chaos techniques Yuta throws at him and the damage that they incur. So, if he does get damage incurred by any of these, Sukuna will then have to use RCT to heal himself, meaning, just like Gojo, he will be on the back foot switching between using Hollow Wicker Basket to defend against the sure hit and then also trying to heal any wounds inflicted from the chaos techniques that Yuta fires at him. And on top of all of this, Yuta also has Rika, who is inside of the domain, who we see at the end of the chapter, who can also put onto the pressure of keeping Sukuna on the back foot. And also, by the way, both Yuta and Rika casually just ate a handful of slashes from Sukuna in these panels right here. Meaning, Sukuna's going to have to pull something bigger than just these slashes out of the box to start the counterattack. So be prepared for a possible black box appearance soon. And then finally, we have Yuji Itadori, who also now stands within this domain alongside Yuta, the protagonists of the new and old coming together to beat Sukuna's ass, and good lord, it is a sight to behold. We used to pray for times like these. Now, Sukuna hypothesizes that Yuji is now wielding soul-seizing punches, which Sukuna then says he will come trying to tear me from Megami Fushigiro's body. Now, I want to say this. Part of me wants to say, finally, Yuji chaos technique reveal. Finally, thank God, Gege. And the second part of me says, I didn't see the words chaos technique, so I'm very skeptical. I'm going to go full in on the Copian here and say that this is Yuji's chaos technique here, while also being skeptical, because it would make the most sense, to be honest. Yuji's soul being unbreakable, with him being immune to Mahito's hit and chaos techniques, which we all assumed was a result of him housing Sukuna. But what if it's actually due to his chaos technique? What if this soul-seizing punches actually give him resistance on his own soul? If this is actually Yuji's case technique, then it changes a lot of things that we have seen within the series. But that subject requires an entirely different video in and of itself, because that's a big subject that we've got to get into there. However, back to the point at hand. Sukuna is in an incredibly troubling situation right now. However, it's Sukuna, so let's not pretend he's not gonna make it out of here alive. There's a lot going on right now. Maki is still nowhere to be found. Kenjaku has fed Tengen to Sukuna, which is also very concerning, and I'll circle back to that in a second. But we still also have Hikari fighting Urumi. And Yuta has also noticed that Sukuna's RCT output is returning, meaning it is only a matter of time before he can pop his domain again soon after healing his brain. However, Sukuna must be running low on caste energy here, I would assume. He has done a lot of attacks and a lot of caste technique usage throughout these past couple of chapters here. So him eating Tengen, it might have just restored an amount of his caste energy. Possibly, who knows? Hence, this could be why his RCT output is actually returning. However, I theorized for a little while now that Sukuna was actually originally created by Kenjaku, and my theory is that Sukuna was the original merger, hence why Sukuna and Tengen look so similar. That again is going to need its own video, because that is a big crackpot theory. But should Yuta and Yuji succeed in freeing Megami from Sukuna here, I absolutely think Sukuna will be honest. I'm not entirely convinced this battle is the final battle. I still stand fast on my original take of Yuta landing and lasting 9 chapters before either being killed or heavily injured and unable to fight. Yes, as much as that pains me to say it, I don't think my boy is going to walk away from this scot-free. I mean, he's square toe-to-toe right now inside an enclosed space with the king of fucking cases. I'm not entirely convinced my boy doesn't walk out of this either with his life or with all limbs intact, if I'm incredibly honest with you. But anyway, I think that is everything from me. Let me know what you guys thought of the chapter overall. It's been a juicy chapter, so I want to know what you guys think in the comments down below. As always, if you haven't already, please be sure to like and subscribe, and I will catch you guys all in the next one. Much fucking love. Big fucking kisses. Peace.